special episode. For the first time, we are hosting not one but two guests, two women entrepreneurs whose shared vision is rewriting the story of food waste in our region. Lara Hussein, co-founder and CEO of the Waste Lab, and Jillian Uren, co-founder, together built one of UAE's most inspiring impact startups. Their women led venture transforms food scraps into healthy compost, creating value for soil, farms, and communities. They already won recognition as award winning change makers, board members, and ecosystem leaders. And today we're going to dive into their journey of co founding, challenges, victories, and what it means to lead with purpose. So Lara and Jaylan, heartfelt welcome. I'm so excited that finally we made it
it.
today.
We're
I know
excited
how
to,
busy
likewise.
you are.
Thank you for having us. We're so happy. I mean, we usually do podcasts alone, but this is the first time, actually the second time to
It's
be
the
fair,
second
but it's
time,
been a
yeah.
long time that we are together. So
But
thank
on
you.
stage, you rock it together.
Yes.
I see you in the different entrepreneurial forums, especially in Sharjah. So, Lara, what was the spark that drove you into food waste and composting?
Okay, so I mean, I get asked this question a lot, and to be honest, it's a personal journey. Like what happened is not something related to a business idea. Like it didn't start like, oh, I want to create a new business out there. It really started from home. It was during COVID. Jaylan and I were sharing an apartment back during COVID in Dubai,
Okay.
and we were watching news, COVID news, but there were also other kinds of news which were happening at home. Wildfires in Lebanon, wildfires in Turkey.
Yeah.
And that was because of the drought. The soil was degraded. So the nature back home, even in other places in US and in Australia, it was really being harmed. And this is what really struck me. Like we are losing our nature. And it's something that I've always loved to do, to be out in nature as a child. So I thought, like, right now, if this is happening, maybe in 20 years, when I go back home or when Jaylan goes back to Turkey, there's not going to be any nature left because of all these wildfires, which reflect a big problem: soil health.
Degradation.
Soil degradation. Because, if soil is not healthy, it's much more prone and dry to catch fire and kill everything around it. So it really started from soil. And from there, we connected soil to something bigger, systematic, which is food waste.
Yeah.
And this is how things got connected from food waste, rescuing all this food waste and creating something that would support the soil. And this is how everything, that's how everything started, basically.
Super. Because in my sustainability work and especially driving the regenerative agriculture agenda, I started to delve in the power of the soil, the macronutrients, the organisms, and really it holds everything together.
100%.
It's key in fighting climate change. So, Ceylan, what personal experiences led you to believe waste could become a solution?
I mean, just to build on what Lara started, the soil is our infrastructure. And we always thought like we were having our busy life, city life, we were like having our professional careers towards something completely different. But I think COVID made us pause for a second and start seeing things in a completely different perspective. And I think that's why we sometimes say everyone around us, if you are receiving any message from us, time to time, just pause, just look around and see what triggers you. So we got triggered during COVID from wildfires to soil, but then we start cooking a lot, generating a lot of food scraps. This is where my analytical brain kicked in. Yeah. I say like, look, we are as consumers and house owners, we are actually generating a lot of peels, a lot of scraps. And our reflex is to do this.
Mm.
But then we start asking questions like, where does it go? Where does it end? And then the landfills picture came into the
Equation.
picture.
Mm.
Then the numbers, how much water goes into growing one banana. Banana travels from Ecuador to here, how many thousands of kilometers. So we start like me loving numbers made us actually start putting the formula together, saying that we have this problem, but this doesn't have to be a problem because there are so many indigenous and very simple, I even call DIY solutions on earth and nature that we could tap into. The only thing that we actually start doing it to enable this in the city life and actually doing it in a personal level and showing others that this could be an option. And of course, this small change in our daily life then became a small project and a community project.
Yeah.
And then it became the Waste Lab, it became the movement. And now with our team, we are diverting tons from ending up in landfills.
Wow.
And this is just the start. What sparked something small is actually turning into something big.
Positive
It already
ripple
did.
effect.
And we are just merging with the other corporations, community members, and individuals along the way to make a bigger and better impact.
That's wonderful. I love the chain of effects. And when you start mapping as well, the touch points, the footprint, how food migrates, how do we use it, the end of life. Have you also thought about upstream and further downstream in the ecosystem of food waste?
I mean, yes, absolutely, because what we're getting is the end of the chain, kind of, from the consumer level, from the retail, from the restaurant. But before that, there are a lot of inefficiencies or problems in the food chain system that we also need to talk about, right from the farmer level.
Yes.
When, for example, they cannot sell all their fruits and veggies because they don't look nice enough to be put in the supermarket. Or during transportation, the storage is not working properly, so they rot. So this kind of discrimination sometimes happens, inefficiencies, some technologies that are not working properly. Just some rules, for example, in supermarkets, like they need to consistently move the inventory of the fruits and vegetables. Even if they're still good, it needs to go because there needs to be the rotation. So we try to address these, especially in our workshops, talking to in schools, universities, even corporates and the government, to highlight things that people might not be aware of. Because once they understand this, and like Ceylan said, to grow a banana, you need thousands of liters, one banana, for it to come here. And then, let's say, if it doesn't look good, if it's a bit brown, it's icky. But it still has the same nutritional fact. It's still good. There's nothing wrong with it. It goes into the bin and it goes into the landfill.
Yeah.
When people understand all the effort that goes behind this,
and the value,
they connect to the source. Like some kids, when you ask them, where does your banana come from? They say, from the supermarket. They don't know that that a farm actually exists. So just some knowledge is power. And when you have knowledge, you know that you can do something about it. So that's why we talk about these different aspects. We might not directly have an impact on them because we're at the end of the chain, but at least we tell people about them. They can do something about it wherever they can, because some are corporate as well. They can have influence in different parts of the chain. So this is how we are trying to tackle this as well. And at home, we give some creative feedback how they can repurpose their food scraps and their leftovers. We work also with some other startups who donate food.
Yes.
So we are trying our best to make sure that if it's inedible, we take it. But if it's still edible, you can still
repurpose it.
And we don't want to keep on getting food waste. Our ultimate goal is not to have food waste, but it happens. So that's why we are here. But if it's still edible, it needs to go somewhere, to humans, to animals. And our part, we bring it to the soil. Yes. So this is how our journey happens.
That's great. And I'm sure before Ramadan, you will have another spike to create awareness.
Definitely.
We all know the heavy consumption, the heavy buying. Not necessarily everything is associated to recipes.
No.
And there's a lot of dumping from HORECA and from households.
Yes. absolutely.
So, together, how did you know this idea could become a startup worth betting on? Like, started in COVID, you're at home, but how this leap happened to make it a company?
I mean, I think, I would like to. So, one thing that's, sometimes it might sound cliche, but you sometimes meet a person for a reason. And I think we met for a reason. We just took nicely advantage of it and built on it. We have known each other now for more than 6 years, and we are a family. So, more than just a business partner, we are a family. And this makes things honestly easier.
You put a soul in everything.
Yes. So before even we bet on a startup, they bet on each other and then ourselves.
Partners
So
of choice.
yes. So this was, I think, what made everything completely different. Even our approach as a startup, as a business owners. That's why we are still able to keep the purpose and impact as our forefront and the nature as our guide, because we have a complete trust in each other. We betted on this from the beginning. So regardless of it's a business or not, it is up and running.
Yeah, and we said, even if we're going to start with one neighborhood, and this is how we actually started, in one community in Dubai, she was using her car to pick up food waste from the houses there. We said, even if we start with this, we're going to start. Because you need to start somewhere.
Exactly, humble beginnings.
Yes, and you need to test and you need to get feedback. And the feedback that we got was so big that actually people want this. They just maybe don't know or don't find the solution. And this is where we came in. We made it simple, practical, and close. And this human element that we always want to keep, because at the end of the day, we're not, how do you say?
Preaching. It is accessible.
No, we're trying to relearn things that our grandparents used to do, right? And unlearn things that shouldn't exist, like waste as a concept shouldn't exist. So this is how we started. And we got good feedback. People wanted more. And then businesses started coming in. So one thing led to another, and it just happened so organically. It maybe started as a lifestyle choice. We can call it a passion project, like a baby when they start first crawling. But then this baby grew, it started walking, and this is how it grew. And it continues to grow till now.
Yeah, but honestly, even from the beginning, even we knew that it might be just a short-term project, it might be a lifetime. But how we set it up from the beginning, it always had a vision of how this could evolve, how much it has potential, because we know where we want to end in terms of the impact. And like we want to make impact in social level, environmental level, but also in a community level where people can actually come work with us, which like we're a team of 55 right now. We started this, 2 of us, me with my car, just collecting, meeting community members like yourself that want to be part of it. We said, why can't we drive this? And there's a business opportunity there and can be self-sustained and economically sustainable business, because food waste and waste management in general, it's a big industry. Food production is a big industry, and culturally as well, but not in just in this part of the world. Culturally, food is something, it brings us together. So we'll never and ever stop eating and consuming fruits and vegetables, right? And it means that we are going to always generate scraps. Our aim is to divert all these scraps to our farmland and other farmlands, but also along the way, nicely give some nudges people to not give any leftovers away and consume whatever we are cooking.
That's very noble, because in the end, it's not only, as you said, the ultimate purpose is zero waste. And when there's zero waste, more people are fed.
100%.
And hunger as well
100%.
can be addressed.
Of course.
100%.
And food will be more appreciated. We all understand the food security issues.
Yeah,
as
like
well
we produce so much food, but 1/3, if not more, is lost. And at the same time, we have around 800 million people who are starving. Just doesn't make sense to us. So there's a system thing that needs to be reworked And this is what we're trying to push from our side as well.
Congratulations, really,
Thank you.
on building this startup with this grounded, solid purpose. What challenges did you face as women co-founders in the sustainability sector?
Oh.
Very good and important
So,
question. Yeah.
Like I can start with one, and then more will come. Like just when we were started working on the idea, we were in Turkey. So the idea also went to Turkey for us to do some testing on the composting, and where we met farmers. But in any case, I went back to my mentor in my university, telling him the idea. Like we, as a woman co-founders, we want to start the waste lab. It was just a concept. He said, "Don't do it.
Oh.
You are a woman going into the waste management industry, a male-dominated industry. Don't do it. You're gonna fail. Certainly, you're gonna fail." That was in 2020, and so this tells you something, right? Like they don't believe that two women can actually fit in this industry. And this is sometimes the general feel, especially in the beginning. Now it has changed.
Classification bias.
100%.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, the good thing that he did is actually he fueled us that we really want. He had the opposite effect, yes. So this
from
was
the beginning, yeah, it was the first reaction that we have ever gotten, because like sometimes in our life we have mentors and we have people that we look up for. So it was like for her, he was a role model to be able to get
I expected him to actually encourage me. And
before even we ask our parents what they think, we actually ask for our mentors. And most of the time, unfortunately, we got negative feedback, and not because of the idea. They didn't even hear the idea. It was just like women might not fit in certain region, certain sector. They really didn't see what we're after.
Very classical, old school.
Unfortunately. And then actually this, like we never thought our journey could be also fueled by this. Because our aim was just soil and food waste. We never really thought if we could fit in this as women or not. But then these are just made us be aware of it and ride the waves from the beginning easily. Of course, like when I say easily, it's never easy.
Bumpy, and there's a teething period.
To enter a room really just from the sector, like 20, 30 years experience on the ground, more like elderly leaders that they know what they're doing. But then when we enter a room, especially I get this a lot, I look younger than my age, and I'm still younger. When I enter a certain meeting, a certain room, especially in the beginning, from the beginning, they don't listen to you. And I'm a person, and Lara are the same. Like we don't care. Like we know how to exist and how to carry ourselves, how to deliver the message. So we actually took advantage of our personalities in that sense. We didn't really care about how they look at us or what they might be thinking. We actually delivered the message what we wanted to deliver. So it made things easier.
Bravo.
And then of course on the ground now we have been doing this non-stop 24/7 for the 4 years. Now it's like, with all respect, we are entering the room and with all the experience that we have been gathering on the ground.
Yeah, and this also affected funding, raising funds. Yeah. Also in the beginning, when we used to jump on a call, we would be on the call and they would be silent, like, isn't a man coming? They're waiting for the man to come, and I'm like, no, it's us. So again, maybe they didn't take us seriously because for them, waste management is a male-dominated. And we never, anyway, labeled ourselves as waste management, but this is how they saw it. Because we're dealing with food waste, but our impact and our vision is much, much bigger than this.
Beyond this.
It's only one part of it. So it affected also us getting funding. And I think this is a global thing when it comes to female founders getting fund. They're still around 1% globally. So this is something everyone shares, but us being women founders in waste management and nature-based solution.
You ticked all the boxes.
Yeah, and on top of this, nature-based solution, which, like, where's the tech part of it? This, we gave them the full package for like, okay. But again, this is changing and the direction is going there. So, alhamdulillah, all is okay.
Bravo. the bold startup founders, and nature is your tech.
It is the tech. It's the best tech out there. We're just making it accessible, and we are introducing a tech aspect just to satisfy them as well. Like, take it, here it is.
So, how do you complement each other in leadership? What strengths each of you brings on the table?
Okay.
I mean, we have very similar like core values. So when your core values are aligned, then your personality is just like, you just need to know how to manage it. And again, in the beginning, I mentioned that we have the trust that we built over the years. Now, every decision that we're making, we have the 100% ability to be able to decide together, but also separately for us, because in the end, both of us, we know that we are deciding something for goods. Yes. And this is quite important. And we both have a soft and hard approach on different topics. This came extremely handy because in certain topics that where my analytical or critical thinking it just goes up a little bit, she balances me. Or when there's certain topic that her critical or like analytical it goes up, I'm balancing her out.
And sometimes, sorry to interrupt, in meetings, she talks more than me as well. She's the talker. So she's the talker, I'm the writer. Yes. And this also comes handy because on social media and presentations, we need someone to put things in writing. She talks. So this is complementary. And like, for example, in some meetings, sometimes she clicks with some people, I don't, and sometimes vice versa. So we know, like, when
Beautiful.
So sometimes, like, I know that she needs to go there. Sometimes she said, you need to be there.
And because this came kind of default. Yeah. So like without really communicating, even looking at each other, we understand how we are.
You handle it. Khalas, you continue the message.
And then the others understands and continues. But also like, this is like a mostly a networking relationship and all these. But also now we have a team. That's why we have now more distinctive role, and like she's a CEO for a reason. I'm a COO for a reason. So because of my bubbly and my like a talkative,
you deploy your strengths in the right direction.
So yeah, like I'm all like I'm usually going for the site visits, and also me being an architect, having a more operational thinking as a background, it helps. So we just divide and conquer. That's why it's super important that we have certain similarities, but also differences, and we know each other very well, and we just use this as our strength.
Like I need to dream. So she's so much on the ground operations. It's not my thing at all. I go drift. I tell her, give me one day. Just I don't want to talk to anyone.
Ideation.
I just check. I do research. I love to research. I love to read. I love to explore things.
She sketches nicely.
Business development.
Yeah, like I go check what kind of partnerships, how we can grow soil. Now let's focus on soil. Now let's focus on education. Let's do partnership in Africa. So I ideate, I talk a bit, and then I come to her and she puts things on the ground.
And she throws at me and said, let's do
this. So this is also something that we complement each other on. And
I love this playbook. Co-founders, chemistry.
Yes.
It is nice. It's very nice. Honestly, everyone that is like running their own business, they would understand this very well. Sometimes it's lonely. It's a hard journey. It's never an easy journey.
I feel you.
So
I feel it.
When you have your other part, your co-founder that you can trust fully, and someone can understand you as a personal level, but also a professional level, then you feel safer. And this is what gives you the motivation to push further.
It infuses life.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You feel alive because there are some moments where we're not bubbly.
Absolutely.
Sometimes there are setbacks. Sometimes there is a bit of demotivation. Depends on.
We are humans at the end of the day, and sometimes this entrepreneurship is so glamorized. They see just the success, but they're not aware of the struggles, the sweat and tears and blood sometimes that happens. So
and the scraps.
We compost everything at the end, but yeah, everything goes back to soil.
But that's the beauty of earning success.
100%.
Exactly. So, what has surprised you most about being partners in purpose and business? Like, you know each other a lot, you complement
Yeah.
each other, but were you able as well to discover something that was different?
I mean, I knew it's like the I cannot even describe how much I appreciate her. So this was something surprising that me as a person, I don't give a control over usually. But when she's making decisions, as if I'm making the decision. So this was a kind of nice, and positive, surprising element to it.
Oneness.
Yes.
Yeah, again, like we like we give control. Like sometimes, as co-founders, you need to control things because it gives you a sense of safety and that things are going well. But with each other, we give the control to each other because sometimes we have to, and it's a good thing.
Mhm.
And what else I want to say? Yeah, one thing is, like, I look back at our pictures maybe 4 years ago, how much we grew. Not just the hair, the white hair, but like we evolved as individuals, the way we talk to each other. Sometimes we, of course, as like any human being, we can have conflict, disagreements, and maybe we used to have more in the beginning.
Yes.
Because our roles were still not defined. Us as characters, first time being entrepreneurs, leaving our comfort zone, a lot of unknowns. It's normal to have conflicts and try to find your place in this world again. So this helped us evolve as individuals. And like right now we are still evolving. Like,
Of course, yeah.
and we will continue to evolve.
Continuous evolution.
And it's beautiful to see that we are doing it together very, very differently, individualistically. But because we share this vision and alignment and we have so much respect to each other, it's going well. Alhamdulillah.
And I think one more thing worth mentioning, I don't know if I would be able to put it into the words, but at the beginning when the naysayers, they were telling us, don't do it. But then this conversation, we start asking why. But then some of the answers were like, right now you're thinking that, you're going to make an impact. It's a purpose driven. But then when the financials and business side of things comes into play, this level of trust and everything will change. Then you will start deciding more of the financial parts. So this will start creating conflict as co-founders. Honestly, in a very surprising, let's put it that way, effect of it, we actually, like she said, we're able to make better decisions.
Yeah.
And actually it's even better because we have the soft elements, which is the impact and purpose. We always keep reminding each other and ourselves why we are doing this.
This is your compass.
But also, like at the end of the day, we are not a charity. We are running a business where we make money from everything that we are doing. We are able to also make decisions, not just only individually for this, but again, the more financial value that we have, the more impact we can do. So we are also bringing this two thinking together, where usually this is for so many businesses and so many people is a concept that cannot go together. But we're actually with the Waste Lab and together we're actually showcasing impact and financials can go together. And sustainability is all about actually using your resources efficiently.
Wiser. And driving
so
the
you don't
force
waste
for good while still benefiting the
exactly
business.
so you don't waste, you capture the value of it. That's why the opportunity comes as a play. It's all about your mindset and how you see things.
Yeah, we need this wiring now. I'm glad as well in the videos of Mina Impact by Nadine. She's recently
talking
about
about
it. We need really to educate even the most senior people in organizations. The stewardship of responsible business. It means safeguarding resources, making the best out of them, and taking care of community, nature, planet, people, our people, and this improves the value of the whole brand. So
and making profit.
Yeah,
they need to, in the
it's
beginning.
not a taboo.
No,
They go
it is
hand
not.
in
Yeah,
hand.
No.
That's normal.
Yeah, it needs to be the norm. This should be the default. It's not like making money from something where we are depleting the resources. This is what we have been practicing. That's why we are now talking about rescuing food scraps. saving the soil. Why we are using these words? Because now they need to be saved and they need to be rescued, because we have been taking these out just because we were making business out of certain
But
things.
sometimes, this, these vocab, they maybe are associated more as if someone is an NGO or non-for-profit, a charity.
Yeah.
But this should be reclassified, that it sits at the heart of the business, at
For
the
sure.
heart of governance
Yes.
and
100%.
strategy. So, food waste as a systemic challenge. Let's as well dwell into this theme. Why food waste such a hidden yet urgent issue in the UAE and globally?
I mean, like we discussed before, you know that we import around 80 to 90% of our food. So we do not really see where our food in the beginning is coming from. Yes, we have more farms happening here and coming, and we encourage them, but most of our food, we buy it from the supermarket and now online. We don't even go to the supermarket. And we don't know the effort, water, resources, CO2 emissions, everything that. So this is kind of hidden. We consume the food, we throw the food, and we don't know where the food is going. Anyway, we know there's something called a landfill, but has anyone been to a landfill? Most people would say no. So it's like this out of mind, out of sight concept. But the implication of it, it's so big. Like our landfills, half of it are made from food and organic waste.
More.
And the methane, we talk about CO2, but we don't talk about methane enough, which happens because of the organic waste. It's 28 times more potent than CO2. And this is what's really causing all these, climate problems.
And global warming.
And then we don't link that these food scraps and food waste, like we can actually bring them back as food for the soil. Because again, we are not focusing on the soil enough. For us, in many countries, farms have become more of a business. There's no link to nature to it. Sometimes there's not even soil in it.
It's dirt.
Yes, so this disconnection is causing a lot of this kind of
Fragmentation.
100%. And we just need to highlight and shed more light on it.
And of course, like when we talk about the environmental issues that link to food waste, unfortunately, most of us still don't care about it because they don't see the direct impact. Right now in this area, we are seeing the global warming more than ever, but still as an individual in our busy life, we don't really see if we are throwing one banana, how much impact actually we're doing. And also I think something was taken from us as individuals for the past couple of decades, that us making decisions, they don't have power. We strongly disbelieve, we don't agree with this. That every actions that we are taking, whether it's positive or negative, has implications, has impact. And we are choosing every day with our team, with our clients, to make a very simple act, very simple
conscious
decision that is actually in the long run, but also in the short term, is making a lot of change. When we're working with a school, when we are talking with like a 4-year-old kid, showing them where the banana comes from or how they can put it back to their compost bin. This is what the change and how it starts. Usually now what we're doing is we are linking everything to money in general. So it helps. So what we're saying, okay, perfect, food waste is an issue. But it's an issue because your business is throwing, let's say, 200 kg waste every day. You are throwing your money. As simple as this.
It's cannibalizing bottom line.
Yeah. The only thing, unfortunately, that which we are still pushing and we are getting there, throwing your resource, throwing your food is actually cheaper than making something out of it. This is, unfortunately, it built a culture, and most of us is now embedded, that out of sight, out of mind, throw away, it's cheaper. but actually we don't think about how much money we already spent to buy this food, and on top of it we are paying to throw it, to cause a problem that then is going to be linked to, like, right now we're in UAE, in Dubai, right? We know how much how expensive the land is, so everything that we are sending to landfill, we need more space to hold this. The more space we need, the less space we have for our gardens, our parks, our houses, our schools,
Even
our hospitals.
the air pollution.
And
with
then
all
on top
the
of it,
emissions.
then we are dirtying our cities. For what reason? Just because
Our
we
health.
don't know how to deal with our waste. So this is exactly what we are telling everyone. If you don't get triggered from environmental, get triggered from your kids living in a healthier city. If you're not getting triggered from it, get triggered from you losing money from it. So it depends for everyone. We just want everyone to care somehow. It doesn't matter
Yes.
how.
Yeah, every little act, no matter how big or small, but if it's in the right direction, it makes a difference. And looking at the life cycle of things, it really magnifies the awareness and put everything in perspective.
It's connecting the dots. People just don't know the connections. We just need to bring it to light and speak the language that triggers them. Some might be triggered, like you said, financially, some emotionally, some are scared for their children. They will not have a proper place to live. So we need to adapt this language.
Yeah, this is another key tip as well for all of us to adopt in our communication, arguments, persuasion. It makes a lot of difference. So how does composting turn a burden into an opportunity?
So, I mean, composting is not something new. It exists in nature, and it's done based on millions and billions of years of nature's wisdom. So it's already a perfect mechanism out there. And what it does, something that is dead, whether it's an animal or food, it doesn't go to waste. It gets decomposed back into its nutrients, and then these nutrients become food for soil. So imagine, just like we feed ourselves, we are creating something that feeds the soil. And compost doesn't just has the food, it also has the structure that helps the soil heal. Especially in our region here, our soil is sandy, which means when it rains, we have floods because the water cannot.
It's not porous.
It doesn't hold the water. It lacks a lot of organic matter, the food. It lacks life, the microorganisms.
The biomass.
So when you create compost from something that is normally thrown away, you're creating this ecosystem, which when you add it to the sand, it brings food, it brings microorganisms, and it brings the physical structural change of the sand to start holding water when it rains. So from a degraded sand to a healthy soil, we are growing food. We are becoming more self-sufficient. We can start talking about food security. And on top of this healthy soil sequesters carbon from the atmosphere. And this is also something that, like carbon, what are we going to do with the CO2? We keep talking about
drawing down.
Yeah, we just talk about future emissions. We want to cut down future emissions. But what about the emissions that we've already done? What do we do with them?
We need to start drawing them down. And there are two ways of doing this, the two sink that we have on nature, oceans and the soil. So we chose soil. We strongly believe that we can actually touch base here. And we do believe in UAE, we have a beautiful nature. This is also part of our conversation and why we chose to do composting. Because the more that we are doing composting, we're bringing public, corporates, and everyone to our farm, our stations. When they start seeing actually there are macro and microorganisms in our compost, they're saying like it's alive. And say, yes, composting is actually alive. Everything that we have been discarding can have a second life, like Lara explained beautifully. It can have a different purpose.
And resilience of the crops, and we need it badly.
It's the immunity.
It's the desertification in this region.
I was reading this morning like the 12 top fruits that have pesticides.
Yeah.
And it's something I eat every day.
Every day.
Apple, strawberry, pear,
peaches, all the leafy greens.
Why do we need pesticides and all these fertilizers? because the soil is degraded. And how can we heal the soil so we don't use them? Use compost. This is one of the main.
Brown gold.
So yeah,
100%.
the compost is actually helping us to recreate the topsoil. It takes ages to create topsoil. It's easy to degrade because we are using excessive chemicals. It's so easy to degrade, but building is hard. So with composting and different agricultural, actually regenerative techniques, you are bringing something back to nature and to soil.
So instead of building these landfills, let's build soil.
Yeah.
And how do you connect them? Taking the food, composting it, and putting it in the soil. That's as simple
Naturally,
as that.
50% is actually in our now gardens, nature, and
Like
farms.
Dubai wants to double or triple its garden spaces. Are we going to use chemicals to fertilize them, or can we use compost from the waste here? It just makes sense. So
Just how to redivert it,
100%.
repurpose it, to enrich the soil, to make the city greener.
And you don't
to
need
make
technology to
farming,
create compost. We
yeah.
already have the technology, which is nature.
It's the best recycling system.
We need to change our behaviors and adopt a better, sustainable lifestyle in everything we do.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, and to keep nurturing this in the minds of the young and the seniors and everyone, and to walk the talk. Can you share a story where your composting solution created real change for a farm, restaurant, or your community? You started with your community, but I really want to know about the others.
Okay, so we have been working on a project with one of another residential community in Dubai, and basically we provided them with segregation bins for food waste. So they're segregating plastic, metal, but now they have a bin for their food waste, and we gave them the trainings and all this. Super simple. And now instead of them throwing, for example, the food into the general waste bin, it's going into our bin. Taking it a step further, they have a piece of land in their community. It's a villa community, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of having a parking lot, we said, let's create a garden.
Edible garden.
Nice. So the food waste, yes. They can see the full journey. The food waste becomes compost. This compost becomes food for the soil in this garden. Now we are growing beautifully figs, sunflowers, other kinds of herbs that they can now take and use it back in their kitchens. It's now a place for the community to meet.
It's your lab.
Yes. So we are touching the lives of people, of kids, and giving them hope that actually we can do something about it. But we're also talking to the real estate developers. Like, we don't need to build a building in every single space. We need to create these common places. Urban farms, places to actually create these sustainable solutions, this social cohesiveness.
Organic food.
100%.
Why we need to import it.
So this is something I love to talk about for sure.
I mean, there's so many things, like, if you're working with a restaurant, for example, what happens is their operations are becoming more streamlined, because when we're working, our relationship with our clients are not just a service provider and client relationship. We actually give them detailed reports on what they are wasting. Because what we usually see in any operations, sometimes the management, then the kitchen staff, and the staff taking out the garbage, they don't talk to each other.
Are they measuring? Are they starting to measure to have this reality?
So this is what we help our clients, because whoever we are working with, in a daily or monthly, depending on the scope, depending on the client size, they get their reports. And when they receive their report, then this connection is becoming extremely clear to them. So how much waste what they wasted, how much from their preparation versus from their clients, from their plate. So then they can go back to their procurement, because sometimes we give insights saying that Thursdays you have 30% more bread waste. And then they say, if you know what, we actually on Thursday we have the something night.
Okay.
And we are having a buffet with 5 different types of breads. What they do then, they think about it and they talk to their chefs and their operations, say that, look, you know what, instead of giving 5 different types, let's do 2.
Exactly.
Suddenly everything comes back.
Yes.
So this data is giving them action points.
Insights for proper decision.
Yes, so it's procurement, so it's directly saving, so they don't
Chefs.
waste. Chefs actually, when they see that their food that they prepared is being wasted, they take it personally,
Of course.
which they make decisions saying that, you know what, then I don't do this. It means it's not about me not making this dish good, it's just that my audience, the tenants, because everywhere is different. Every hotel, every restaurant has a different customer facing. So all these are actually becoming better. They are building more confidence as well in their menu. Most of them, after they start segregating their food waste and getting compost back, they started their small gardens with us in their properties. And when they start growing their herbs, they started integrating this in their dishes. And when they start doing this, then chefs were able to convince their management to buy more locally. One simple act again, it's driving a lot of changes in the structure, because sometimes we are aware decisions might not be super easy because there's always budget restraints and you need to convince someone. But when they see that it's actually working, then it's easier to take actions on different fronts.
It's like investigation, you know, like.
خلصتي one more thing. She told you she's the talker. One more thing, like very quickly, like when we used to talk about composting, they used to laugh at us. For composting, you want to compost in the desert? We tried it failed, but it's not gonna work. But we stayed, we persisted, and now it's part of the actual solutions they are offering as a government. Composting is a valid solution.
And nature-based
100%.
Yeah.
So the
Fit
narrative
for
has
purpose.
changed. Yeah, we've been so nagging about it, and we didn't stop talking and educating and showing it on the ground that it really works. That they saw, like Nama or the Dubai municipality, they saw that it's actually working. So they are now proposing it as part of the solution to deal with food waste.
Bravo. It becomes contagious because you're seeding the conviction, and it is showing more than telling.
Yeah,
So
the
people need to
results are
see,
tangible. They're in front of them and
Tangible
measurable.
Yes.
So
Be it the community,
Yeah.
so it is one community at a time, one retailer at a time,
Definitely.
one hotel at a time, and the government, when it embodies, look, everything,
Yeah.
it starts voluntary, but when it's enforced,
it needs to have it.
Yeah.
Needs to have the
And
side.
that is the right thing.
Yes,
so
for sure.
we're not
Yeah.
talking something enforced in an abrupt way, because
No.
there is goodness for it for everyone.
It's not a punishment. It's for everyone's sake.
It's a common interest for everyone. All right, so let's talk about the scaling, the awards, the recognition, and the next horizons for the Waste Lab. You've won several awards and recognition. Really, chapeau bas.
Thank you.
What do these milestones mean for you and your mission?
I mean, obviously, we need to do these competitions. We need to be out there. We are so busy in our daily, work and doing this impact, growing the team, growing everything, that these windows, first of all, are for us to talk about it to a larger audience, whether it's a competition or an acceleration or award, all these things, put our voice out there, because there are different kinds of people there than we usually talk to on a daily basis. This is important, whether it's government, investor, corporate,
Various stakeholders.
100%. Second of all, awards with finances are always good as a startup. We're not going to say no to them.
They're the best.
And third, it's an affirmation as well that what we're doing is actually
It's successful, meaningful,
We
makes
need-
sense.
because we, and this is something is our fault, we're so driven that sometimes we forget to celebrate our small wins. These things allow us and tell us, pause. You got this award, it's in your face, you have a trophy,
Tangible.
celebrate it.
Don't wait for the
Yes,
moonshot,
100%.
it's the step
Yeah.
by step.
And I think it just it's also very good, because the more that we get these recognitions, awards, the tangible actions,
Achievements,
because sometimes we talk about this with our clients, but when they see that we are actually being awarded by certain
Endorsed,
entities,
100%, yes.
then it's easier, like, not me only talking about with a corporate, but then when they see that we are endorsed by these entities, then they're saying, they are actually onto something. I should be
That's
jumping
your
into.
credibility.
Yes. So this gives us credibility, which is important. And it gives us time to celebrate and pause a little bit, which is very good.
And
Yeah.
here we're celebrating.
Thank you.
How do you see the Waste Lab scaling beyond Dubai into the wider MENA region? Have you tapped, to pilot somewhere like Egypt, Saudi, elsewhere, Lebanon?
So right now we're heavily focused in Dubai. We are
Yeah.
Dubai born, but there's also other Emirates which we are working on expanding to Abu Dhabi, Sharjah. The interest is there, the demand is there, aligned. Just a matter of time because every emirate has its own legislative body and things you need to apply for. We are working on this because as a startup you need to focus, you need to grow, you need to raise money, not to scatter your attention, right? And 100% effort, money, time is the biggest thing. So now we're actively working on expanding to the whole Emirates as much as possible in time. This is one thing, but also we haven't really tapped into the compost as much. Now our revenue is basically mostly about the operational part, the food waste management part, but we haven't started commercializing the compost. We're doing a lot of research and development on our farm with universities, with farmers to create this super product because we import most of our compost here, around 94%. So we're creating a local product from waste that is local. So imagine we have a local compost that is super nutritious, alive. We want to start introducing it to the market.
And that becomes a country pride. There's a lot of focus on, originally, locally.
And agriculture now more and more. So why not use the compost that is coming from the waste? It just makes sense. So this is kind of like vertical and horizontal growth.
Contribute to the circular economy of the UAE.
In terms of MENA region, we're getting requests from Saudi, Kuwait, Egypt. Operationally, we're not yet ready to be there, but we always say we can advise. If you have operations, we can go like a joint venture and support with the adoption there,
your know-how,
consultancy. So we have a couple of things happening in the background, nothing yet formalized, but yes. And inshallah, soon we start going more operationally, but the pie is so big here that let's focus here and then we start expanding.
Dubai, the rest of the Emirates, consulting others in the region,
for sure.
Inshallah.
And we had a chance to work with another NGO and big brand last Ramadan. We actually did a 6 months project in Zambia in Africa, where we worked with hundreds of youths that they're going to become different leaders to teach them about regenerative agriculture, how they could do composting. They're actually now composting everything in their neighborhoods. They're going to a vegetable market, collecting all their waste, composting in their gardens. So this was something that we always wanted. This year we had the opportunity to be able to actually execute it. They just recently, actually a couple of weeks ago, graduated from their intensive 6-month program.
Congrats.
Now they are leading the way in their neighborhoods, in their cities. We're hoping that we'll be able to do this in different parts of the world, specifically in this region and in UAE. And drive the change. It's again, simple acts makes a lot of the changes, and we want to keep continue doing this.
I really love this story and the activity in Africa. When I read it on LinkedIn, saw it on Instagram, it really touched me deeply. Seeing the kids, how happy they are. You're honing new skills that benefits their communities,
100%.
benefits them, gives them, gratitude. So, and I think many of the even summer camps, the boot camps for kids, they need to integrate something like this.
For sure.
It's not only about coding, how nature can be our
needs to be in the curriculum, in the school curriculum, not as an extracurricular activity.
Sustainability education, like how AI is being democratized in education and enforced.
They need to know how to grow a plant.
Definitely.
To become a farmer. Everyone needs to know how to grow their food.
Whether
they do it or not, it's another story.
A couple of years ago, we were invited to one of the colleges here to give a couple of talks and work with some of their clubs to answer their questions. I remember in one of them we were together again. One of the most hyper looking teenager in the group, he started the conversation with us saying that, hey, you're in desert, you're doing composting, so what?
Ah.
He started like this, and at the end, he came back to us saying that I'm so sorry. Now I'm actually considering, I'm not joking, being an agriculture specialist and actually a farmer, because he
Wow.
was saying like I never thought, or no one ever told me that there is an option that I can grow my own food and I can actually become a farmer. So now, unfortunately, in any of the curriculum, these professions are always something cutting edge, super fancy about AI. Again, there is nothing wrong with it, but why can't we also promote kids to actually grow to become leaders of natural, like a nature-based professions? Because we need these more than ever, literally more than ever, because even back in our countries, we used to have these studies more often. Now we don't have it. So,
Or most people, they want to move to the city to live the rural life, but many like companies, including my former employer, where it is, the hardcore is F&B and food systems. There's a lot of giving back to communities in terms of technical skills and agripreneurship, because farmers are aging and there are not a lot of young people enthusiastic to become farmers, because they think it's not profitable anymore, it's not in. But such drives, they
we
give
need
hope
to elevate
and
this profession,
attract.
to elevate this and
Exactly.
show how important, and make it more profitable, more equality in the pay and all this, which means going back to reframing the system and updating it again.
Yes, very true. And what partnerships or innovations excite you most for the future?
So talking about partnerships, past partnerships, like one of, I think for me, the biggest starters for us, and like that told us this is it, is covering COP28. Because it was a challenge for us. It was the biggest project yet to come. We were still a much smaller team, and we said, if we succeed in this, we're gonna succeed. And we were scared, to be honest. Like, it's the first time we have that much food we're gonna be collecting. We were collecting hundreds. Now we're talking about tons and tons from an event that is happening in a short period of time, where you need to train hundreds of facility management people. We need to have a lot of trucks going and collecting, upgrading the compost station we have.
A lot of serious KPIs to hit, a lot of
And we're working with
consultants that we're working with.
We're not working Expo City.
Expo City, Dubai World Trade Center, where like they are the leaders of the event space, and working with the government entities, because at the end of the day it's a COP28. So it's really like, sometimes there are certain projects it breaks or makes us.
Inflection point.
100%.
Yeah, it was a good turning point, and we dealt with it as a team very well. This boosted our confidence that we can actually start getting these projects. And after this, actually, we start working within a full scope with Dubai World Trade Center, Expo City Dubai.
Yeah, it put our name out there to other potential clients as well. Like, if we can handle COP28, then they can handle other things. They're not small anymore.
Yeah. And there are many more.
This opens doors.
And things in the future, like passion. I'm so passionate about the soil aspect of things, not just the operational part of the food waste management. How we can work more and more with soil and close this loop completely, like going more into research. Now there's something we need to buy a microscope soon. She's handles procurement. I tell her, like, again, with my ideas, I want a microscope now, because now I want to talk more about the microscopy, the microorganisms, to start creating awareness, not just about food waste, but about what lies in the soil, because a lot of people don't know, and connect the dots again, and connect this to compost, to soil, creating the market, working more with farmers here, because agriculture is growing, talking more about regenerative farming, creating a space in our compost farm for people to come and learn, not just composting, but regenerative farming.
Where is your compost
It's on a line road between Dubai and Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
Correct? So that's how we say it.
Yes.
Yes, Al Ain Road, Dubai. Yeah, just on the border between Dubai and Abu Dhabi.
So I think what excites us the most for what's coming is, again, like we started this for a reason. we started this from a community scale. We started this to be with the soil more, with the nature more. Of course, then things escalated. We set up our operations. So we were super busy with running the operations from logistics to procurement, networking, and all this.
Fundraising, yeah.
Fundraising, which is now with the scale that we have, we are going back to on certain topics that we love the most. So that's why we are preparing our farmland for visits, creating our garden in our farmland. Of course, it's taking a bit of time, but these are the projects that excite us. And maybe creating our small DIY testing station where we can have microscopes and check the life in our compost. Because we have done this several times, but now having this on our own and just like, escaping there whenever we need to and continue
so
this.
Much fun, excitement, illumination for people.
We start working with communities a little bit more this year. This is what again brings back to the basics, like why we started this. Making impact on a community level, it's always close to our hearts.
Host to schools.
A lot of schools that we're working with, we have a beautiful team that they are delivering the message very nicely. We have a lot of activities, games. We create on-site composting stations with schools, universities, seeing actually a young generation taking action. It makes us quite proud, but also that our vision and our plants are getting bigger and bigger.
And it's coming to life, one after the other. What a journey. So when the pressure is high and with all of those activities, I believe you're surfing the highway.
It's never high.
How do you reset individually and as co-founders?
I mean, for me, I love to write. Writing for me is an expression, not just posting on LinkedIn and this, just writing, because it allows me to express myself maybe in a deeper way. Nice. And it's like when I put things on paper and I see them in front of me, I feel more grounded again. Wow. Because sometimes it gets too much, right? It gets overwhelming. So many things happen, so many expectations from clients, from investors. And you still need to make sure that you're paying salaries at the end of the day, responsibilities. It gets to you. And it might cause you to lose touch with the purpose or with yourself, why you're doing this as Lara, not just as a co-founder of the Waste Lab. So when I write, it just changes things. It clears my mind. And even if I don't look at this paper again, I just...
poured your
exactly. And how to say it? I offload it, whatever that's here, stuck here. So it really helps me.
I mean, I think for me, you could find me chasing sunrises and sunsets. This is what keeps me sane as well. If I'm not able to sleep for a reason, then I find myself at the beach, going for a walk, just sometimes reading by the beach. Just hearing, really connected with nature. So this is again, when we say that that this is our lifestyle, it really does our lifestyle. Like it doesn't have to be we are composting in 7/24. We don't compost at all times, but still having this connection with nature for me, this is what calms me down. I go for like long drives. I like to drive as well, and to disconnect. But then always we check on each other. This is something that it comforts us a lot, and if we need this time, we're able to take it and
sometimes like I need a half day off. She understands. Sometimes sometimes we need to lean on each other. Like sometimes on 20%, she takes the 80%. Sometimes vice versa, and we know like it doesn't have to be. There's no shame in it. It's just we are human beings again, and. We know we trust each other. Like when we say it's enough, I need to recharge, really it is what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. Your productivity, your vibes, your mind will be on a different level and you owe it to yourself.
100%,
So nourish yourself, not only the soil. And if you had to describe your partnership in one word, What would it be? Let's see if you have
One word, Ceylan. Not one sentence.
You start then.
I'm squeezing girls.
It's going to be hard for me.
I didn't think of this question, by the way. One word to describe our relationship as co-founders.
The partnership.
I mean, for me, I would say transformative. Do I need to explain why?
Or just like a word?
Because the Lara 4 years ago is very different from the Lara now. I grew a lot. I matured. We became leaders as well in our industry and for our team. I never saw myself as a leader before because I was working in corporate life. But now it's not just leading to manage. It's actually leading a change. And this is what really makes
leading a movement.
100%. So a lot of transformation for sure.
I'm sure as well you appreciate every version of yourself during this journey.
I would definitely go for growth. Lara explained it before I even said it. But yeah, and also...
one word.
Okay.
Also began. Say it.
Just like very quickly. So dream, but not dream in a way like whatever we are dreaming, we are putting our head together, we're able to execute it the way that it would work the best for everyone. Not only our dreams, but we're dreaming for others as well.
The larger impact.
Visionary.
Yeah.
I was looking at the button and I thought, okay, but it's the lab as well.
Yeah, like
testing, experimenting, growing.
Testing,
it doesn't stop.
Trying.
It doesn't stop, no.
And it's bubbly. All the chemistry, I see it in you. So we're almost reaching the end, and I love this part. It's all about quick fire closing.
Okay.
Quick.
So I'll alternate between you. One food you'll never waste again.
I don't know if it's considered food, but I never waste coffee beans. I love coffee and it should never be wasted, especially that we use a lot of resources as well and land to grow it. So never ever waste coffee.
And a woman leader who inspires you?
I mean, unfortunately, we just recently heard her passing, Jane Goodall.
God bless her soul.
Yes, she was a visionary, and we used to read and listen to her a lot. She used to make things simple as well for everyone and accessible, and her words are speaking louder than everyone else to us. So this is definitely
same for me, same for sure.
Yeah,
it's a big loss for everyone, big loss for us. Yeah.
She was, how they say it, she was the mother of Mother Nature.
Yeah.
And Mother Nature.
True nature, the nurture.
Nurture and really relentless advocate.
Mashallah.
Till
91
of her life. She was advocating in conferences and very bold.
Doing this like boldly but also softly.
She was soft as well.
Yeah, and not aggressively.
Not at all.
Like that's why like people were following her more than maybe they are following
even
others.
Kids, so fascinating.
They used to criticize her, like, why you're working with oil companies? She said, if you want to create change, you need to work with the enemy as well. And this is what she did, and this is how she stopped monkey testing as well, animal testing, because she was able to infiltrate and talk to their heart, and this is how they did this.
Yeah, superb. Some people pass in life like a phenomenon, and she is a phenomenon. A win that gave you goosebumps.
Okay, let me get it.
Yeah, I want to see.
At least for me.
National Geography?
Yes, so as a kid, I was a bookworm. I still am, but I don't have as much time for it. My neighbors, back then, I was, let's say, 8-9 years old, were professors in LAU. And they had a big library of all National Geographic. And I used to go every day. They used to let me go sit in front.
Immerse yourself there.
So National Geographic for me is the ultimate place. And last year, we had a feature in National Geographic.
Wow.
So for me, that was like, you know, it brought tears to my eyes because as a kid, I dreamt of this. It taught me so much.
It's a manifestation.
And to find that the Waste Lab now is being talked about in Arabic as well, on top of everything, in National Geographic, this was for me was something else.
Mabrook,
Thank you.
Mabrook. That's really wonderful.
Thank you.
And well deserved. Soil or systems? Which excites you more?
I think knowing that I can create a system that could help soil excites the most. For me, I am not able to choose either or that because I have the systematic
Architecture.
Choose.
Always wants to, because I don't think I can be always just like, you know, thinking one way. So me thinking like the systematic change, but for soil, it's for me the perfect balance.
That's perfect. And your final call to action. What's one thing our audience can do tomorrow to fight food waste?
I would say buy locally. Because obviously, like, buying locally means you are respecting, anyway, the local growers, you are supporting the local ecosystem, but you're also avoiding a lot of potential waste that happens along the way. And when you buy locally, you strengthen the system here as well. So definitely buy locally and mindfully for always. Yeah.
Because no matter what you buy, don't buy excessively for the sake of just hoarding and then throwing.
Absolutely.
Right? So to both of you, Lara and Ceylan, thank you for sharing not only your innovation, but the heart, the grit behind it. You've reminded us that food waste isn't the end of the story. It can be the start of something regenerative, circular, and deeply human. Your journey shows us that co-founding isn't just about building a business, but it's about building trust, community, and resilience. To our audience, thank you for tuning in, and until our next time on Fusion Talk.
Thank you.